Joining us now, U.S. Army combat veteran. He rescued Americans from Afghanistan. Also a congressional candidate from Florida. Cory Mills is with us. He's at an undisclosed location right outside Afghanistan. Well, Cory, first of all, I want to say this to you, and apparently somebody told me just before the showtime, people are criticizing me for saying this on my radio show. The fact that you and retired special ops guys are willing to put yourself behind enemy lines to save Americans, I am in awe of the courage and commitment and love of country that you're showing. I wish our president shared that love. Thank you for your efforts. I hope we can help you in these efforts. My question to you is, they're now taking credit for what you've done. You have a pretty strong response to them.
Well, first off, thanks so much for having me, Sean, and I appreciate what you had to say. I was not the organizer or the leader. There was no real leader when it came to our team. We are a group of individuals who have very special skill sets and backgrounds. I was honored to be a member of that team to help with facilitating and coordinating some of the operations that went on in order to save this family. But you're exactly right, Sean. If the U.S. administration had done what they're supposed to do, it wouldn't be necessary for guys like myself or the brave members of our team. We've got guys on our team who speak 5 languages. We've got guys who spent decades in special operations. And, you know, fortunately, we were able to rescue this mother and her 3 children. But again, no single American should have been left behind. There are more Americans that are still behind the line. Now, we found some great coordination when it came to the local U.S. State Department that was in the country that we were actually getting them out. But when it came to D.C., taking full credit, it's just untrue.
So tell me about, to the extent you can, and I know of things that I really don't want to talk about, the American people will learn about heroism at a level that will inspire them. I can say that. But there are people that have put themselves in harm's way, trained soldiers, the best of the best, to save Americans. How do we possibly save, if Darrell Issa is right, 500 fellow Americans? How do we do that?
Well, Sean, I'll tell you that, you know, we have quite a few that we've compiled in our list. We know that there's other teams that are trying to execute some of the same things that we're doing. My understanding is even Glenn Beck, who, you know, a great American, he's also tried to get over 100 people. The 6 planes that were at Mazar-e-Sharif, they were fully manifested. So there is zero doubt that there are hundreds of Americans still behind the line that still need our help. And again, no one left behind.
Okay, what about the State Department obstruction of this rescue flights from Afghanistan? They refused to grant official approval for the private evacuation flights. I read about Glenn Beck. I'm very appreciative of his efforts. Anything we can do to help him, Glenn, if you're watching, please let us know. I'll do anything you need. And the department conceded that official authorization would likely be needed. Why would there be any delay for such a rescue mission, knowing what we're dealing with here?
Well, again, I'm not really sure why they would prevent such things, but I can tell you that I observed 2 of these incidents myself. We had a national aircraft that was flying in, had an approved PPR. We had an FAA flyover approvals, everything that was necessary to land. We were about 9,000 feet off the deck, landing gear down into the descent, and we were told to do a go-around and that our PPR was disapproved. We were able to, through some of the amazing guys on our team, apply for another PPR while in the air, get 3 more PPRs that were approved that were immediately disapproved, at which point we were told that the only way we're landing is if we get approval from the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, General Milley himself. We had circled for about 15 minutes in the pattern. I asked the pilot to land. The pilot basically radioed in that he was going to land. And at that stage, that's whenever they said, if you land, we will take your pilot's license, we'll take your aircraft certificate, and even had an F-16 up in the air at the time. So that was one of the incidents that, you know, that aircraft itself could have held 25 Americans. They said that the excuse is that our aircraft wasn't big enough. Sean, here's the thing. When you get a PPR approval, that means you already have a guaranteed landing slot. There wasn't someone coming in and replacing our landing slot. So that meant that that's 25 Americans that we had at the gate, that we had ready to go, that basically had to find an alternate method or an alternate route. Now, the second time, after we made all of our coordinations, that our team gathered everyone up in a safe house and securely moved them over into Mazar-e-Sharif, that's where we had an aircraft that was already allocated, manifest was finished, they were all ready to go, and the State Department, CENTCOM Command, and the Taliban had approved for this flight to leave. And at the last minute, as Americans were getting ready to get on that Freedom Bird, that's when the State Department said, nope, we have to vet the manifest once more. And that flight was canceled, and since then, they haven't had a flight that's gone out.
It's unbelievable. I think most Americans listening cannot believe what they're hearing. I can't believe it, but I do, sadly. Cory, Godspeed in your efforts. If we can help you in any way or reach out to our audience to offer you help, if you have any information to pass on, will you please do that?
Yes, absolutely, Sean. And I can say that there are a lot of Americans that are still left behind. The members of our team are still actually being active in trying to support that. We're all volunteers. We're all here at our own dimes and trying to do what we can. So I'd love to try and come back to you and post something about our foundation so that we can try and get more help to get these people out.
Thank you, Cory. Appreciate all your efforts. Godspeed in what you're doing.